It's so good. All right, let's do it. Let's see. We gotta recap. We gotta do our recap spiration. No, we gotta do that, and we gotta do the fact spiration. All right. So, okay. Ooh. If you could spend a day in the shoes of any other creature or being, who would it be? And for those of you on the spectrum, what this question means is not literally wearing their shoes, but like Freaky Friday, like you're living their life, like you're in their life. So just to clarify that and turn of phrase for everyone. So if you could spend a day in the shoes of any other creature or being, who would it be and why? That's a great question. This new batch of questions is pretty good. It got tired of the 300 questions we already had. All right.
What's the source of the new batch? Did you guys just go through and make more, or?
No, I've been learning how to use the robots. So
nice.
Yeah, did some very very heavy prompting to get some very good questions generated. So it's nice. So also said read these questions. Gave it the 200 something questions I already had. I said don't repeat any of these. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, it's evil, and it's ruining everything. That's what I meant to say. Hashtag stand with humans. Alexa, I don't really mean that. All right,
hashtag just like all the brushes in Photoshop did. Hashtag just like... Oh,
no, we can't go down that route. Stop. Let's keep it focus. All right.
Skynet will remember that.
For a recap spiration, a very useful resource. Would anybody like to sum up what happened last time? Somebody else besides Lex got to do. He tired. He was overlorded unicorns all night. Anybody going once? Go Daniel.
Good out the gate.
Whenever the world needs a hero, Daniel steps up. All right. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
All right. So unbeknownst to anybody, Daniel keeps a journal, a diary. So here's his last entry. But if you read it when he's not around, he'll cut you.
Oh.
All right. All right. So, dear diary, last time on Curse of Strahd Daybreak, the Walking Dead, wary of Strahd's game, seeks a way out of Castle Ravenloft. Queen Anna, confident that Bayvon Zarovich would come when called, insists we go, collect our wagon and proceed to the front gate, and he'll let us go. The rest of us, we didn't really want to go back through the castle, not knowing where we're going. So we're like, sure, okay. So, we go back out of the chapel, and we find the carriage house, which is just right across from the chapel, in the complete opposite side of the castle than we thought. So inside we find Strahd's carriage and the world's most terrified donkey, along with our carriage and all of our rope. That's the important part. He's got like that underlined. Let's see. Along the way, Daniel is coming down from a sugar high. Used one of Granny Mima's leeches to take care of that business. Took the edge off, but really didn't fix the cottonmouth. Let's see. Inside, so after we did that, we head towards the front gate. Daniel leading the way. Oh, nice. Along the way, Shane Masters, always the alert recruiter, for some reason found and recruited a sentient broom. I thought it was kind of a weird flex. My diary doesn't really go into it much, but you do see in the margins a hand drawing of a broom with a switchblade on it. Just upgrades written scrawled above it.
Love it.
Yeah, just plans. Let's see. We arrive at the entrance, and as expected, the portcullises are down and the drawbridge is up. Anna gave Strahd a call out, but dude must have sent that business straight to voicemail because we waited in the rain for like half an hour. While we're waiting, we did see some kind of medieval Chucky doll staring down at us from like the second story window. I waved, it waved, lightning flashed, it disappeared. Nothing suspicious there. We thought about trying to raise the gates and lower the drawbridge ourselves, but honestly, how in the heck do you even do that? That's not really in a whole lot of the movies. At that point, we kind of realized that, Strahd, he wasn't done with us yet. He's not quite ready to let us go. So, kind of unwilling to face, the little baby shadow dragons that might still be right inside the front door. We were like, let's go all the way back. Put the carriage back, go to the chapel, go back to plan A. About the time we did that, I'm just like, dude, enough. The only way we're going to get through this is if we nut up and stop being afraid. And we just, go inside. And at that time, I get struck by fucking lightning. That's okay, though. Nothing bad happened, and at no time did Daniel trade his soul in exchange for more power and the empty promise of freedom. Anyway, we go back to the chapel. During that time, nothing really happened. Shane was kind of getting on Daniel's nerves, shaking around his lightsaber like it was, no one's business. So we go back to the chapel. We go up to the stairs on the right. This part's important later. We go through the door and we get ambushed. Apparently there's this long hallway with a bunch of statues of Strahd, and their heads came off and they sprouted wings and they got really ugly. But I don't know. It's I'm starting to think Strahd's just pulling the stuff out of a hat because we crushed it. Not his best work. Let's see. On the other side of the hall, we ran into some bony boys. After a little back and forth, they told us the way back to the guest rooms, go all the way back to the chapel and take the staircase on the left. So, we drag our sorry asses all the way back, and 3 minutes later, we're back in the guest rooms. It was so close, yet so far the entire time. But back at the guest rooms, we find Strahd waiting for us in the living room. He brought us leftovers from dinner and was quite worried that we hadn't been back yet. We kind of entered the Q&A session of the event. He asked if we had any questions. Let's see. Zaluka was getting a little cranky. She was ready to throw down, but Anna calmed her business. Question mark. Strahd said that he would be happy to release Emil to his allies, but kind of gave us till daybreak to sort all that out. Afterwards, we had a brief discussion about taxes, treaties, councils, free and fair elections. Daniel thought it was the most ridiculous thing he'd ever heard, and this is the guy who thought it was a good idea to climb a 700-foot cliff face to go rob Dracula. As everyone threw up their hands and went to bed, I couldn't help but laugh. That's kind of...
That is a great recap. That's good stuff. Yeah, take your take your recapspiration. Good stuff. Do you have one on your sheet, or do I need to add one?
I'll just add. Yeah, I've got a couple. I'll just add.
Oh, nice. All right. So, Cash, I have a couple. I hope someday I can say that.
If I get to 10, can I trade him in like a punch card?
That has been suggested, but probably not gonna be initiated in this campaign. But damn, that's a cool idea. Yeah. But then players like Lex and David would have godlike powers from doing recaps. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing though. All right. Well done. Does anybody want to answer the question about wearing shoes? If you do, roll a d20 into chat. Oh man. Got an 11 from Shane, going once, going twice. All right, Shane, whose shoes are you gonna wear? Freaky Friday edition.
I actually think I would like to be in the shoes of Irenia one day, because
Is this like Shinji from? Is this like Shinji from One Piece? Is this so that you could take pictures of yourself in the shower? Because that's messed up, man.
It's actually because to be in this would be before the well too. To be in the shoes of somebody that blindly optimistic, and like, if there is anyone that's like a Disney princess, like he is just doesn't understand how somebody can just go through life like with that kind of outlook and still be alive in this place. So
Okay,
he just
fair,
wants to
fair.
see if she's inherently blessed with like good luck.
Oh, or if it's an act, right?
Yeah.
You want to understand what's going on
Yeah,
there.
because it can't
Okay.
be good hair and good looks, because Shane has that.
Fair, fair. Yeah, I mean, I never thought about that. I guess she would be the stinkiest, hairiest, loudest question mark Disney princess in the group. But I mean, yeah. In a way, the one from Brave kind of has that already
she's
covered, though, right?
Bloomhouse version of Merida from Brave. Yeah,
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Okay, good answer. You may ask the same question of any NPC that you met previously in the campaign.
Gotta make this good.
These questions I'm finding are very difficult for me to answer, so I hope that they're providing a little roleplay challenge for you guys. These new questions.
I think I would want to know if Strahd could switch places with anybody. Who would he pick?
Oh man, Strahd could switch places with anybody for one day. Oh, what a tough question. Hmm. Dang, that is a tough question. He really likes himself a lot. So I feel like the only reason he would answer would be for personal gain, for like intel or something. Oh, man. Yeah, so this doesn't actually come up in the campaign. It is popular post-campaign content, so I could tell you this. He has a frenemy. He has a frenemy in a neighboring realm of Darkon, who is a very powerful lich with big Skeletor energy. And he and this lich were the lich got banished here for a little while, and he and this lich were homies for a couple of decades at least. Strahd with his high charisma, he won this dude over. The dude taught him even more magic than his other lich teacher had taught him. But the whole time they were like using each other, like evil people who are friends do. Anyways, I think he would like to live one day as that guy to better understand him. Also, that guy's back in Darkon right now, so he'd get a vacation essentially. He'd get to go someplace else for a whole day, which would be kind of nice. Being stuck in the same place for an undetermined amount of centuries is, yeah. So yeah, that's who he would pick. Because he would be able to plumb all that guy's secrets. Now, if someone turned around and said, "But Strahd, it's a Freaky Friday situation, and he would get to be in your life for 24 hours," he would refuse the question. He would just refuse to do it. And if he wasn't allowed to refuse it, well, the question didn't say it was Freaky Friday. It just said that you get to be in their shoes. So if he gets to be in their shoes without them being in his shoes, it would definitely be that particular lich. So, which has no bearing on the adventure at all. But if you read the second Curse of Strahd novel, it's all about their bromance, and it's kind of funny. It's actually a pretty funny book. So it's not scary in any way. All right, cool. With all of that sorted, let me give Shane Masters the. Nice.
From last week because I didn't use it.
Wow, when you're doing so good at Curse of Strahd, you don't even have to use your buff. That's incredible.
I think it's more likely it's when you forget that you have a buff that you haven't used yet. Like that's whenever I don't use that. That's
fair. That's why you got to put post-it notes on your monitor. So, not that that's what I do, but I mean, it can help.
Not even on the rim, just
literally like I can't see what I'm doing until I use that buff. I'm like not allowed to play the game. If that fails, put it on the inside of your blue light glasses. Okay. So we're going to stop that and then put you guys back in the castle. Do you guys want We're Chilling in the Guest Quarters music, or do you want like tense music to kind of ramp up your nerves this morning?
Oh, maybe tense music.
Okay, all right. We'll go grab the classic tense negotiations.
I've got some
artifact.
midnight meetings to have.
All right, tense negotiations. Tense negotiations could be the official music of this campaign. I feel like that's been a lot of tense negotiations. All right, here we go. All right. Do you think better on the guest quarters map, or do you want to be on this map, or do you guys want to be on your murder board map?
Guest quarters, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Castle Wavenloft. Guest quarters.
Okay, I now want an entire Curse of Strahd game, where it's just the regular Curse of Strahd, but you talking the Castle Wavenloft voice.
Wad's coming for you, Uwu.
Elmer Strahd.
I mean, if the tennis ball dragon from Wild Beyond the Witchlight had her way, that's how this whole thing would have played out. But, oh well. That's probably why I was doing that voice. I've been re-listening to that campaign. For no reason at all. So, anyways. We left off with Daniel laughing maniacally and Tiernan continuing to make 1990s internet modem noises whenever he opened his mouth. All right.
I don't know. I think he did a pretty decent job.
It was like he wasn't even gone.
Oh, thank you. All right. So what now, y'all?
All right. Well, first off, Dog wanted to talk. I honestly don't remember his actual name.
His name is Taltus.
Okay. Taltus wanted to talk.
It's okay when other druids call him Dog, but you definitely can't.
Well, that's why I didn't call him Dog in character.
Okay. Alright, when you arrive, Irenia is already speaking with him and tending to his innumerable wounds, because, like every moon druid should, he is always getting the shit kicked out of him. Alright, as you approach, Taltos looks over at you and says, "Ah, the Seeker. Do you have a moment?"
Yes, I've come specifically to talk to you.
I thank you. It seems that, well, the Dark Lord's interest in you and your companions is great. Perhaps so great that I underestimated it. I had hoped to find you before it reached this point.
His interest is indeed quite piqued, but our interest in return is mostly concentrated within one individual.
He says, "Are you so sure? I think that it is more than just one, or he perhaps would have taken that one already. It is said that throughout the many centuries he has ruled Barovia, outsiders would come and challenge him. But many of those outsiders, he would break them, and he would put them into his service. The strongest, the bravest, perhaps? Do you intend to serve the Dark Lord?"
I don't think she's either of those things. And no, I do not. Professing false platitudes might be the only way out if you're alive, though.
You think that he would trap us here?
I think that he would kill us here.
Would he not be able to see through our lies? Our false gestures? He seems a creature of terrible cunning.
I think that hopefully he will think that we won't be able to stop. I think that he thinks he is charming enough and convincing enough and cunning enough and in control enough that what we think we're going to do doesn't really matter. That it's what he thinks we're going to do, and what he wants us to do. That is what's going to happen.
Then I must ask you, when we leave here, can we head to Toslinka Pass? You must speak with an elder shaman named Bjorvin.
To learn the rituals.
Yes.
Yes. Do you know anything of these beasts, of their locations?
Stop.
Do you want to conveniently pass me a note or something, so that if something happens to you, we'll have that information?
I am not that well with letters, but I could tell you and you could write it down.
Perfect.
Okay, and so real quick, he takes you over to the player map. Maybe. All right, activate.
I'm real nervous that we're gonna get this guy and he's gonna have this information and he's gonna die before we get it.
Well, he's almost died like every 15 minutes since he was revealed that he wasn't a dog.
And every time, like, well, shit, there goes my info.
All right, so this is Toslinka Pass right here.
I'm still in the guest quarters.
Oh, all right. Let me try again. All right, so down here, bottom by Luna Lake, that is Toslinka Pass. It's also labeled right here. This whole region is kind of Toslinka Pass. This is the actual structure, the bridge. This is Toslinka Pass, but a pass is a route essentially. So the bridge definitely gets like all the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like New York City versus the whole state of New York. But this whole like Oregon Trail looking thing that goes through the mountains, which these are all mountains, even though they look like little turds. They're definitely mountains. They're just not the insane mountains that you see over here with Mount Gackus or whatever. Anyways, in Toslinka Pass, that is where you can find the moose, and then also the shaman that you're looking for.
Okay.
The fish is in Lake Zarovich, in case you didn't know. The bear...
We've encountered already?
Yeah, the bear hangs out around Lake Baratok and the nearby mountains. Yeah, so up there you can put bear. And then the rock is, it lives on Mount Gackus.
So the rock is one of them.
Yeah, that's the big bird that you need. You know, if you need a big bird, it's the biggest bird.
Big bird.
All right, so anyways, it tells you where it is, and then heads on back. You guys should be able to get to this map whenever you need to. All right, he says, the druids of my order who used to fight for the balance of all things, of good and evil, we cared not. It was the care of the land itself. And as he says the land, Irenia murmurs, he is ancient, he is the land. And Taltos also picks up the chant. And the two of them look a little embarrassed afterwards.
I thought she'd stopped saying that after the pool.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Taltos shakes his head a bit and says, here within his castle, I can feel his presence. I draw my strength from the land, and, well, let us continue. In these darkest times, the only balance for darkness is light. The Seeker must be a force for good if you are to succeed. What good means to you and to others is deeply personal. But what it means for the Thanes and for my order is the preservation of life, the return of the sun, the restoration of the natural order. are you prepared to fight for those values? Because I fear that many of your allies are not.
That's my fear as well. I need to talk to a few people tonight to get some of that sorted, I think.
Darius, my heart breaks for him. He reminds me of a brother that I lost. His look, his mannerisms, they are hauntingly similar. It is said here that souls come back again and again. But as an outsider, I don't feel that that would be possible. It is just an uncanny coincidence, I suppose. But
Are you aware that this coincidence goes both ways?
no.
He similarly lost a brother, and he similarly seemed taken aback when he saw you.
I fear that the dark power that has taken root inside him grows ever stronger.
It does, but before we lost Mackenzie, what she said of how Darius was before he lost his brother and how he was after. If we can make use of this connection, this coincidence between you two, it might be enough to turn the tides within him.
Irenia whispers to you, which is to say normal volume.
Yeah.
We can't take advantage of his heart like that?
Is it taking advantage of his heart? Or is it even a bad thing to take advantage of his heart if that thing keeps him from being consumed by darkness?
Mm-hmm.
She
She looks at Taltos and says, I only do it if you feel that you can. And do not put yourself in such a position if you feel that it would be wrong. And Taldos looks haunted.
Wrong to deny the dark power.
Yeah, he looks to Irenia as if to say, damn, I wish I was that kind and good-hearted and somehow still alive in Barovia. And then he looks at Tiernan with your very practical answer and he says, I will do what I must to help the Fanes, to help my order, and to help Darius. I will be the brother that he lost, if that is what would keep him grounded.
It might be one of the only things left that would.
I believe he is resting now. But I will rest as well, and when he wakes, I will speak with him. Thank you for the time you gave me.
Thank you for the information and for what you're willing to do for us. I feel we haven't done anything to earn your faith, but it came to us in a time where seeing belief in us is very important.
All right, he heads off.
All right, I need to find Shane.
He's over here. Is this like your makeup? Are you doing makeup work right now? So,
kind of. I'm doing post we talked to Strahd work.
oh, okay, fair enough. Do we want to alternate before the scene with Tiernan and Shane? Daniel and Anna, do you have something you want to discuss, or you want to just kind of hear what goes on here? Well, meta hear what goes on here.
No, it's fine.
Okay. All right. So Shane Masters, as you lay in bed, what's going through your mind before the door opens?
So Shane looks up a little startled, and next to him on the bed is Clean Sweep on the other side.
Are you using this as like a security animal or whatever it is, like an emotional support animal?
Because you remember one of Shane's fears is being left alone.
Oh,
right?
So even if it's an animated broom, okay.
Yeah, like
so you're laying on the bed and the broom is next to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. It is unable to coil up like a snake because it's still made of wood, but it is kind of curled towards you.
Yeah.
Are you the big spoon or the little spoon?
I think Shane's a little spoon guy
In this
right now.
instance?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
But he
Clean
gets
sweep
up.
is cleaning up this emotional mess.
Rubbing his eyes as he sits up. What's going on? Is there trouble? And
Just
he
a
like
moment.
reaches.
I'm gonna motion Irene to come in as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sits up and gets out of bed. Oh well, yeah. Please come in. Have a seat.
What are you thinking about all this?
Ken, I was actually hoping to speak to the both of you as well. I don't really know how to say this. I had I think a vision tonight. I prayed, I guess is the word, to the Morning Lord. Seems to be the God around here, and I don't feel like I don't really know how to express this that well. Not really been much for religion myself before, but I sense he's all but abandoned this land. But I don't think hope is lost. And the vision I got, I don't know if it's a combination of from the sword or the icon, but I think we need to find this Argynvost, and if we bring him back to the Order, back to where it's at, I think we can do a lot of good in this land, and I worry about our companions. Honestly,
I do too.
Far less. He lets you talk, of course.
I do as well. I've spoken to Taltos, and he's going to try to help us reach Darius. Sort of bring him back from the brink a little, but I don't know Daniel very well.
I can speak to Daniel. I know him a little, obviously, from our time together in the prison. But yes, I don't think he's too far gone yet. But the further we go along this path, I don't know how much longer all of our goals will align, especially with Anna and Darius right now.
Darius just... he wants to rid this place of the one in charge of it, but I don't want him to lose himself while he does it, and that's what I'm most concerned about for Darius. For Anna, my feelings and approach to her are much similar to my feelings and approach to this place's ruler. I think we need to borrow as much power from her and him for as long as we can. And then I think they both need to be excised.
Yeah, I feel like we're playing some sort of game of like 5 or 6 way chess or checkers or some sort of game like that, and we're just the pawns. And what worries me is who's truly controlling the pieces, right? But no, you're right, leverage the strengths while we have them. But I think we need to prepare for the worst, and knowing that
Shane, we're going to have to kill Anna.
that's the
I
worst.
don't know when, but we're going to have to.
I see the
This
look,
place won't be any better with her in charge than it is now.
and you see him like not want to admit that, but yeah, he kind of. I think that's probably slowly dawning on him that that may indeed be the case. Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. It's a hard truth to admit that somebody that well, I guess we still travel with her, but she's different now. I mean, I guess she was always different since I met her, but
She, or some version of her at least, has been with us, all of us, since the beginning, but there's less and less and less of her.
make me a promise then, and I'll do the same for you. If this sword or icon or even the dragon, if any of that starts to change me for the worse, if you feel I'm losing control, then talk to me before it gets too far. And he kind of looks at the dagger. I'll
Yeah,
do the same
Tiernan
for you.
rubs his chest where he has plant scars and says, I don't think the influence that has been applied to me has been negative as of yet.
Good.
But it is an outside influence. And exactly, I need you to keep an eye on me as well.
Then we will look out for each other. And I know that's maybe not that that's not something we've done, but I know we haven't shared many words together. But yeah, it's nice to have someone looking out for the other. And he kind of holds out his arm in, solidarity.
Oh yeah, Tyrion will say, I'm not sure if you've seen this one, but then he'll do the predator handshake.
Oh yeah, he'll be like, oh yeah, I like that. And
We need to find how to destroy a revenant.
well, if we wait in one place long enough, we can ask them directly. I think until I restore this dragon, they're still going to be after me. At least one of them.
Yeah. All right. We need the land to be free. I talked to Taltos a little bit more. He knows where the animals are. He knows where the master of his order is, the one that can teach us these rituals that we need to go.
Then
If your things are on the way, I say we absolutely do them. We need to do everything we can to increase the goodness of this place, both through the Fanes and through the Morning Lord. Anything that is a positive influence needs to be pursued, and I think our hardest thing is going to be pitching it in a way to get the others to go along with us.
Agreed. We definitely need to present a united front, the three of us, and try to see it from their perspective. He looks at Irene as he says this. See it from their perspective and paint it to where they would want to go on their own and not have to force them.
Yes, Darius. I think we just say this is a weapon against Strahd. Anything that takes away from him is good. I think we can aim the easiest of all of them. Anna, half the time she's in love with the man. Half the time she hates him. I don't know I don't know what I don't know what approach to take with her. I think that if we all come and want to do a thing, she will go along with it.
Do we know where the remains of Argynvost is, right?
So,
Might. I mean, there's been context clues for sure. I don't know if you've been directly told.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if like Godfrey told us or not.
Wait, what was the question?
The remains of Argynvost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Salinka Pass. Because
which
the
happens
dude,
to
because
be
the dude is a dragon thing that's rampaging on the mountains.
Dracolich, right?
Yeah, yeah, because
Well,
we have to go. We have to go get the skull to return it to Arkenvost.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's what Shane would definitely want to do then. So he'll say that to Tiernan. Well, what I need to do is go to the pass, which I know is a ways out of where we
That's
probably need to
exactly
be.
where I need to go as well.
Well, then it appears we're of an accord, and he'll smile, and that's probably taken up enough time.
Okay. So Irenia asks you before they leave, are you going to just leave that sword on all night? And the room is filled with this unnatural bright light. But Shane, as she says that, your eyes are drawn to the bathroom door.
Oh, my eyes are drawn to what?
The bathroom, door. Yeah.
He goes, yes, actually, there's in our land, Irenia, there's a thing called a nightlight. And it, never mind. It doesn't turn off. He realizes another fear is appearing as a man, so he's not going to tell her about night.
Oh, sure. She's left to her own devices to determine what a nightlight is.
Yep.
All right. As the door closes, she says, "Is Shane trying to be a nightlight? Is that why he has his light sword and he's trying to do like chivalrous stuff now? He's a nightlight?"
I mean,
Wouldn't it better to say light night?
I
Or
think he is
night
trying
of
to do
light?
those things, but I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah. All right.
Irenia, obviously what was said in that room should probably stay between the three of us.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm going to head to bed, I guess. It's very late, and we only can get a few hours of sleep. Technically not enough to mechanically benefit us in any way, but realistically I still want 3 hours, if possible.
I have a feeling that I'll get something within those 3 hours. All right. Yeah.
She goes to leave and says, "If you want, I will stay up with you."
No, I think I'm gonna tag along.
All right. So she heads to bed. All right. As you head into the room, she leans forward and closes the door around you. She looks up at you and smiles and said, "But I'm not too sleepy." And then there's a fade to black. I should ask, for your well-being, do you take Irenia Kolyanovich up on her offer for hot sex in Castle Ravenloft as Strahd von Zarvich's guest?
I think we have before. So I feel like the black mark on my character sheet
Growing larger,
isn't
right?
going to become larger because I don't think that that's a mod you have installed in Foundry right now. So
I could stack it if that would make you feel better.
Yeah. I feel like I would have more than 2 at this point. Then.
Oh, maybe I can't stack it with all the weird updates we had to do. Let me add that to my list. All right.
But yes, I take her up on the offer.
All right, fair enough.
It's not
So-
like he's gonna hate me more.
Camera bat, had the good decency to fly off. That's good. All right.
It was following the action and then saw that it was going to be steamy action. So it was like, nah, I'm good.
Right, and for the session 0, you know that we always fade to black on that stuff.
Yep.
All right, fair enough. So Anna and Daniel and Zaluka, do you guys just stay up all night, or do you try to get some sleep?
Get rest.
All right, so you guys are gonna go to your separate rooms and get rest. All right.
Daniel's actually unable to rest. He is too wired,
Mhm.
too bothered, disturbed by the storm.
All right.
Kind of,
Just stares at the storm all night. Okay.
kind of sorts through his inventory because his mysterious journal suddenly is very encumbering.
How heavy is it?
Oh, you put 5 pounds.
Oh well, yeah. I mean that's
Think-
that's D&D books are pretty beefy. Yeah, I mean if you got a little one, I mean you could probably make it like a pound. So
Okay.
yeah. I'm just trying to support your narrative mechanically. It's my time in the Pathfinder world that's doing it to me. So
Oh no, it's understood.
speaking of books, who's carrying the book that you guys found in the chapel?
I think Tiernan has it in his bag.
Okay. So you want me to make a item for it so that you?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'll call it Mysterious Book. There we go.
I think we briefly talked about it, but probably don't read this thing here. Let's go like maybe to the tower or something like that.
All right. Fair enough.
We don't have prying eyes.
Yeah, so I described the book to you, but I forgot. Maybe I showed you the art for it, but that's the art
You did.
for it. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So I guess you guys try to get some sleep. A couple hours. Anna, I'll just put you in the room. All right. So you are supposed to give your decision at daybreak, so 6 a.m. So you guys are going to get maybe 2 hours of sleep, quote unquote sleep, if you are actually trying to do that. If that is the intention of everyone, is there anything I need to know during this 2 hours, or did you want to wake everybody with enough time to discuss before meeting with Strahd? Like, how much sleep do you give everyone? I feel like he's put you in a situation where you don't have enough time to get your bearings, and then he's forcing you to make like big decision without having enough time to really think about it in a good way, which is
What?
very out of character for him to do that to people.
So out
but
of character.
But here we are. So I guess the question is, Anna, do you rouse everyone after like 90 minutes? Do you like lay down, get like 90 minutes of sleep, and then head out? Yeah.
She had a pretty rough night considering all that happened. And she has a pretty low wisdom, which means that I'm guessing that she's like a very heavy.
Oh no.
She doesn't sleep anymore. So
Okay.
she doesn't prompt anybody. She tries to get a long rest in.
Dang. Okay. I mean, that does feel like a low wisdom decision. Like right before your very important meeting, you're like, "Fuck it, I need some sleep." Okay. Then yeah, Anna's like out of commission. Okay. Cool. The hours. The first hour passes. Do you guys just continue to sleep, or?
See, that'd be about 4. That'd be about 4 o'clock. That's about the time our psychic whispers fades, and then you can finally get some peace and quiet.
Okay. I mean, there is a very cozy wolf, warmed by the fire.
Yeah, you don't want to know what Tiernan's been projecting from the other room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh no, he forgot to mute during his voice call. Oh man.
We'll leave that for the fanfic.
Wow. Okay. All right. Sadly, none of you are going to gain the benefits of a long rest. At most, you could get a short rest if you still had one available.
Oh, that's all we need.
You
I think
will
we still have one.
Okay. So then you gain the benefits of short rest. You would not get the well-rested buff. You would not gain any healing from a long rest. Further, I would need you guys to give me, what is it, DC 10 Constitution saves against a night, a full night of no meaningful rest. So if you are still the type of thing that needs, or that has exhaustion points and doesn't die at 0, then I would need you to give me those DC 10 Constitution saves. Dang, Tiernan, you know who does need to, with a 26, you know who does need to make a Constitution save? Irina Kolyanovich. There we go. All right, she's, man, hell yeah. Shane, you sweepy.
Yeah. You know what? Is it too late to use that faction?
Yeah, you could go for it. Use it before you forget you have it. You'd have to get a 5 or higher.
Okay.
Hey, wait, no, that was the wrong 5. Okay, hold on.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, there you go.
All right.
All right. Okay, does this druid have any hit dice left? I want to say no, right? Didn't he burn everything while you guys were exploring? Let's see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Alright. Irina hit dice. 1, 2. Okay. That should be enough, right? Close enough. What's 1 hit point really going to matter, right? Okay, so let's see. Drag this over to this boy. I'm not digging this like pop-up every time I try to use something where it's like, it's gonna use a charge. It's like,
Yeah.
I know, that's how it works. Thanks. Alright, what do we got there? 14? Buddy, I'm just gonna burn all of this dude's hit dice. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. Alright, cool. No hit dice. That's a good place to be in our homebrew system. Alright, sweet. And let's see. He's definitely not stunned anymore. Healer healed would wear off, so if anybody's got healer healed, you can take care of that. Alright, cool. Okay. So you gain the benefits of a short rest, Daniel, and you're the only one still awake. What do you do?
Do a little catch up. He will attune to the Heart of Winter finally. He's been carrying that around, and it never occurred to him while tripping balls. So you really take a look at it.
Okay.
So yeah, while he's there out looking at the sky, he will bring out the crystal football and check it out.
Oh, have you not attuned to this thing yet?
No, because he was on an opium high when he got it.
Okay.
And we've been fighting for our lives ever since. It's just like never had. I did not feel it was appropriate to take that breath to like be like, hey, check this out.
I don't even see it on your character sheet. All right, let me drag it over.
Yeah, it's in there.
Is it? Oh, there it is. Soul of Winter. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Soul of Winter is a trinket that increases, once you attune to it, increases your constitution by 1 with no limit. You now have access to water, or to shape water and toll the dead cantrip with a flat DC 15 saving throw. You may cast Fire Shield, the cool version, only once per day, and you have advantage to death saving throws.
Okay.
All right. And long ago, when we had, magical item mod that worked, this would be giving you this stuff automatically. Let me check if it's doing that for you. It is not, so I'll just add them real quick. All right. So toll the dead. Oh, I see. All right, hold on. I have to enable these compendiums, so you don't have them yet. All right, so we could risk a restart mid-session while I turn these guys on to grab the spell compendiums and stuff. You guys okay with risking it, or do you want to stay stable? And if Daniel needs these things, we'll just look them up.
We'll stay stable.
Okay, let's just stay stable. We don't. It's Foundry. We don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. Okay.
We're not gonna have to shape water anytime soon anyway. It's cool.
Yeah, I might actually have water. Some of them are locked up in like the rare compendiums, like Tasha's and Xanthar's and stuff that aren't always available. All right. So yeah, you should have shape. Nope, shape water's not in there either. Damn. Okay. So anyways, I had fire shield for you, but not the other one. All right. So Daniel, you feel a connection to this stone, and you realize that the stone, and maybe this is your dark passenger, but you realize that the stone has a great potential for energy, power. It could be a conduit of power, which it currently is, or it could be a battery where power is placed into it and then used by the one who controls it. Definitely worth exploring the possibilities here. You have heard the others, especially Tiernan, talk about how these stones must be destroyed, but that feels like kind of a waste. I mean, look at how powerful this one stone is. If each stone is of equal power, the person who has all 3 stones, I mean, who knows what kind of power they must have. And if this is the if this is like the residual power, like of it being a conduit for Strahd's power, you can only imagine the power that this is allowing him to have through his connection to the land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Things to think about.
Yep. All right. As you are kind of staring out the window, looking at this stone, waiting for the non-existent sun to rise, which should be hard because I think you're in a west-facing window. You hear something outside the window.
Take a peek.
All right. As you kind of press your face, do you open the window or do you just press your face against the...
Oh, the window's been open all night.
Oh, okay. So you lean out the window and looking down, you see 2 figures. They are clinging to the side of the castle, and they seem to have ropes and pitons, and they seem to be of slight build. When the lightning flashes, you see that while they are wearing dark clothing, it's actually very brightly colored clothing that they have tried to darken up with like soot or charcoal. And as you see that, you are transported back to when you and your boys were preparing for your ascent to the castle. When they showed up in their bright Vistani clothes, and you could not believe that they were going to wear their circus costumes to try and break into a castle, and you had to like kind of coach them through, blending with the shadows and wearing dark clothing and this, that, and the other thing, and that they were just looking up to you because you were so confident and so knowledgeable, and you had convinced them that this was such a cool and great idea, and they were excited about the prospect of it and wanted to impress you. And as you are lost in those memories that if you keep thinking about them will take you down a very dark path, a very painful series of doors that you've worked hard to close, you look back down and those figures are gone.
Daniel slams the window shut and will back away. Because that's not the way he remembers it at all. The way he remembers it was their idea.
As you back away, and slam the window, Zaluka looks up, and her eyes narrow because she's sleepy. even though there's no way mechanically she could have failed this Constitution save. She pads over to you and just sort of looks at you with her eyes sort of questioning, like, "You good, dog?" kind of deal.
Daniel, he'll shake his head, like close his eyes, shake his head. It's like, just a couple ghosts. Just a couple ghosts. Okay, it's good.
Right. She heads back to the fireplace as if she's going to go to bed, and then thinks otherwise. She turns into human form and starts to get dressed. Again, right in front of you, because, you know, werewolves, they got, you know, something to be ashamed of.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Daniel, very soon, a decision will have to be made. I need to know where do you..." Daniel.
Dun, 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 dun.
I need
Okay.
to save Emil. I have come this far and am this close. I cannot afford to lose him. He is everything to me. I am struggling to understand all of the politics that are happening. What is the decision that... What is the decision that the Dark Lord wants us to make? Why is everyone so tense? What is it that everyone wants, Daniel? Can you please tell me, teach me, help me to understand?
Lady, if I understood Barovian politics, I would be running this place. But I think it comes down to... And, he'll look to the blood spear that's, you know, nestling by the fireplace, you know, keeping cozy. And I think it all comes down to is everyone here's been hurt so much that we're tired of being the Baron's little bitch.
What does that mean, Daniel? Do you intend to work for the Dark Lord?
I don't know. He'll glance over his shoulder to the window in the open sky. He says he wants to be free. I get it. You know, and I'm starting to think that if we help him be free, maybe that means the same thing for the land. You know, if he's not here or if he's dead, the land still wins. I mean, you know, Mima Jenny says we gotta use the light, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Not in this place.
No, that is foolish. This place belongs to Mother Night. It is her domain now. To wait for the light, to seek it out, to think that it is a strong enough weapon in her domain, it is foolishness. I think that Shane Masters is an incredible man. Very sexy and very manly. But like many men, he is a fool. You, Daniel, you are almost possessed of a womanly smarts. That is what I love about you.
Daniel blushes a little bit.
I am worried about our friend. I don't think that Shane Masters will survive his time here in the castle. I think that his values will not allow him to bend. And something that cannot bend, it breaks. You and he are very close. At one point I thought perhaps you were lovers. Could you tell him, get through to him, that we must play the Dark Lord's game? Once Emil is returned, we will all go back to the Wolves of the North, claim dominion over them, and they will serve our cause, whatever it might be. And I will honor what I said and fight beside you for whatever it is you seek. Oh, see, this is a chaotic evil character swearing an oath, so, you know, I mean, shrug. Take it with a grain of salt, I guess, but she seems in the moment to be pretty passionate about this.
Yeah, Daniel's passive insight is above 10. He gets it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she wants what she wants, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
But Daniel will counter and say, I mean, you know the Baron's gonna backstab us. You know that, right? If not today, not tomorrow, someday. I mean, dude. I don't think he could help.
But
I don't think he
today,
could help it.
in a few hours, my chance to rescue Emil will come and go. And I will go where Emil is. If he will be only released to an ally of the Dark Lord, then I will be that ally, even if it means forsaking you. When she says that, her jaw clenches, and she pulls you tight into an embrace, smooshing you against her big werewolf bosoms. And she says, "Oh, it hurts me to say that. I care about you so much, Daniel. But it's still true. I would kill you if it meant saving Emil."
That lady is the most honest thing I've heard in a while.
All right, her 20 strength grip finally releases you, and you gasp for air.
I'll talk to Shane. I mean, I agree. I mean, like I said, maybe if Strahd's gone, that's the multiverse's problem. Doesn't have to be the lands anymore. It's the same thing, but just remember what I said. He'll come for us.
Inevitable betrayal. I know.
Mm-hmm. Just be ready for that.
I am always ready for that.
The way she said inevitable betrayal, I know. Very disconcerting.
All right, she looks at you and she says, "This is not the time for cuddles, Daniel. Go speak with Shane before we run out of time."
Oh, man. Okay. Fine. Well, first he's going to go sit in a dark closet for a few minutes and get that out of his system. And then he'll go.
All right.
And about the time, it was about 4:00 when
I feel like Daniel's been put so deeply into her friend zone that like he could never really escape, but at this point doesn't really want to? Question mark. You know, like you're considered so safe and non-threatening to her that it's just like, "Oh, Daniel, help me put on my clothes. Daniel, wash my back for me." Yeah. I'm a married woman who only cares about her husband, but it's not cheating because it's just Daniel. Yeah, like I feel like that's how deep in the friend zone you are. Hopefully Emil feels the same way.
Oh no, I was about to say. I mean, there's only one moon for Daniel, and she didn't come to dinner tonight.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but about the time we start seeing some light in the sky, yeah, we'll rouse people, starting with Shane.
Okay. All right. So the maid rushes to stop you. That's the maid quarters.
Sorry. I get turned around in this place.
She leads you over here. She curtsies at the door. All right, Shane, did you lock the door or no?
No,
okay.
It's just closed.
Yeah,
he'll just be like, "Shane Masters, knock, knock, knock. Shane Masters, knock, knock, knock."
You just hear from inside, "What now?"
He opens the...
So Daniel, when you walk into the room, one of the things you notice right away is that Shane left, well, I mean, it's bright as hell. Like, he's got that sword out, and it's like, wah, like filling up the whole room. But one thing you do notice is at the very edge of the light of the sword, there seems to be something broken on the floor in the bathroom.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll check that out and just see what mess we've got to clean up.
Shane, on your 1 hour and 20 minutes of sleep, you see Daniel heading towards the bathroom. The door to the bathroom is open, and the lights are on in the bathroom. Dan.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you can start. Yeah, try to stop him.
Just leave it be. You don't want to go in there.
Daniel, as you stand in the doorway, you can see that there is a broken shaving kit on the floor. And it seemed like it was one of those really fancy ones where you like mix up your the lather with the brush and everything, and it had like a little porcelain bowl, and it's like just shattered on the floor.
Trouble
You
sleeping?
didn't realize that all the bathrooms had vanity kits included. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah. Damn. Trouble sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah, no wonder. Could you I got a headache, dude. I'm dehydrated. Could you cover that up for a sec?
Oh. And he kind of whispers something to Dawn, and because that's what he's now named his sword.
Okay.
I mean, she talks to him, he thinks.
Yeah.
And he kind of covers it by a sheet, not the blanket, so it still gives off some light.
Yeah, it's just like a muffled light now in the room.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, enough to not blind Daniel, but still give him the nightlight factor.
Okay.
Is that better?
Oh, much. All right, dude. Sun's coming up. We need to get this settled.
Okay.
Yeah. While he's talking, Daniel will pull some threads out of a rug and start tying a dagger to clean sweep. His master plan coming to fruition.
Okay. Clean sweep is pretending to be asleep.
That's right.
Yeah.
You take it.
Jeez. Clean sweep. It feels you tying a knife to it. It looks at Shane Masters. Looks ? At Shane Masters like, is this okay?
Shane looks at Daniel, cleans him. Well, I'll talk to him.
It's dangerous to go around unarmed.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. Understanding
he
that this is some
Zelda.
kind of initiation ritual to make it part of the adventuring party, Clean Sweep will allow itself to be armed with a dagger.
But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, Shane he'll sit on the other side of the bed, his back to, or Daniel is on the other side of the bed, his back to Shane Masters, and he'll just be like, "What are we gonna do, man?" In like a moment of serious seriousness.
Sorry, I missed that. My connection dropped. Say again.
Oh, yeah. He with his back to you, he says in like a serious bro voice, like, "What are we gonna do, man?"
I think right now we need to kind of play along, I guess. But because what's most important is we get out of here together. But ultimately, that. And he kind of looks around, feeling there's eyes and ears everywhere, which there probably are. We can't do this forever, We do ultimately have to choose a side.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something just between the two of us that doesn't go beyond here?
Prison mate to prison mate? Sure.
Yes. How do you feel about the direction that Darius and Anna have taken?
I think Darius is pissed. I think that's going to run over someday.
Do you think...
Anna...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. He'll let you interrupt him.
I'm just wondering if you think they're still in control and the same as when we first started together.
Daniel look out the window and say, it's like, dude, I'm going to tell you a big secret here. I got no ambition, dude. Except what Sparky's telling me. And the more I think about these guys riding along, the more I think they all kind of want the same thing, dude. Just rule the heap. Whether I don't know what Anna's is telling her, but I'm pretty sure it's you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're meant for this. It is yours.
Well,
Sparky gives me the same idea. But man, the sky though, I mean, you can do anything out there.
Here's
Trail
my
off.
concern, Daniel, and I hope you hear me. Have you noticed that, I don't know, that he's eating dirt and bones, and that she's, I don't know, fucking dead? Does that not concern you at all?
Dude, I have been having serious tachycardia for about 3 weeks, dude. I understand the toll.
I mean, like, I've heard of a disorder where you eat non-food things and, people coming back after like a few minutes of being gone. But both of these cases are a little unnatural and doesn't strike me as something that something good would necessarily do, So it worries me about who's in the driver's seat. And I don't know how things are going to end up, and I don't know what Sparky is ultimately doing to you. I mean, I see that you're different, you're powerful, and that often changes a man. I just want you to know that the Daniel that I spent months with across a cell, that's the Daniel that I know and like and don't want to lose. Not the Daniel that can harness, the
Sparkly fingers.
yes, that. I was going to try to come up with some sort of lightning analogy, but it just wasn't fast enough.
See, that's the only lightning power he's used. Is just that, yeah.
I mean, it's good role playing on a character with an hour and 20 minutes of sleep. After the fucking ordeal, the ordeal that you guys went through, you were eaten by the floor, among other things. So yeah, it at this point, it's great. It is great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's all good. But yeah, he'll turn back to Shane and just say, it's like, the Daniel was buried under his own guilt, dude. I mean, do you know how many people we've killed since we've been here? You know how many people I've killed since we've been here?
Daniel, I think about that every night when I close my eyes. And just so you know, the Daniel that I know is a survivor.
I killed a kid, Shane. I killed a kid. And I'm just not talking about a little bone grinder. For none of you noticed, and I buried him by myself. 2 boys. Just kids playing at being bandits. They took me in and we thought it'd be a good idea to do a heist. The Daniel should have known better. Did know better. But he let it happen anyway.
As Shane looks... go ahead.
Oh, okay. But now I know they knew the risks. They knew the dangers. I'm not responsible for their choices.
We all do things we regret, Daniel. And if we could have a do-over with hindsight, of course we would do things differently. That's natural. Everybody has regrets. Even the lord of this castle clearly has regrets and would probably do things differently. It doesn't have to change us for the worse. We can learn from it, become stronger ourselves without relying on Sparky.
I need you to make me a promise, Shane. He says in a shaky voice.
Okay. What do you need?
The blood spirits. I made a sacrifice to it back at the Thunder Shrine. It's the only thing I got that I can push back on, or push back with. If I lose it, I need you to kill me. Because I won't stop. Not until this whole place is a heap.
Do your best not to lose it then. But if you do lose yourself, then yes, I will grant you that mercy. But I will take no joy in it, Daniel. I think I should hope not.
Damn shame who's gonna knock on your door next.
Okay.
Anna stops in. We have to kill Tiernan.
I think Shane will hug Daniel because he didn't tell him that he killed his father, but he kind of has an idea of what Daniel's going through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is where Zalika walks in. I knew it!
Yeah, right. I had my suspicions. That's why I made Daniel my gay best friend. All right. So Darius, do you actually get any sleep that night, or
Once
do you just sort of
we
lay awake, or what's your deal?
once we all parted ways, Darius just went to bed and just started sleeping.
Okay. All right. I guess in that dream, you find yourself sort of awash in shadows, similar to the mist that took you here. But this mist is thick, almost like flames more than mist, like flames of dark blues and purples and blacks. In these flames, in this mist, in this miasma that sort of clings to you, you stand. You do not walk, you do not sit, you do not sleep. You just stand there and feel the embrace of this miasma just sort of brushing up against you, slithering across your skin and scales. And you can feel it holding you up, for you are very tired.
Yeah, it's been a lot the past few hours, days, even the past couple of weeks. And Darius just feels exhausted, but he has to go on. Because if not, then what the fuck was this all for?
As you stand, buoyed and supported by this strange slithering miasma, you feel the fingers of both hands clenching and unclenching, stretching the bones, the flesh of your fingers, the tendons, tight and sore, but present. It feels good, and you feel pain receding for a change. But you hear, through that blessed, soft silence, those police sirens from that night. Even here, you cannot escape them. You feel someone kind of shove your, not shove, I guess, how should I put this? Darius, you are sleeping, you are dreaming, you are haunted, and then you feel the familiar sensation of your brother shaking you awake. You hear him calling you to consciousness. Darius, hey, Darius, we gotta get up. Hey, come on, you gotta say, hey, we are gonna miss the bus. Come on, hey, get up! And you feel them like shaking you and threatening to roll you out of the bed. This is a common ritual in the household.
Just because you're older doesn't mean you have to shake me like that, please. Almost like Darius has gone back to kids. But then he does snap awake.
All right. As you do, you see your brother, and then you do not. It is a druid, the Taltos druid of the Fane, standing next to you. And he says, are you alright? You seem to be troubled.
Oh. Yeah. Just another dream, as usual. I think at this point...
Did it show you anything? Did it tell you anything? Here in Barovia, dreams are often messages.
How dark is it in this room? And does Taltos have dark vision?
Taltos, to the best of your knowledge, does not have dark vision. So if you had turned off all the lights in here, then it's just really dark.
Yeah.
There might be like light left on in the bathroom, kind of dimly illuminating the room.
And there's still the lightning outside.
Yeah, and then the occasional flashes of lightning outside. Yeah.
Yeah. So with those very brief points of light, Darius is kind of just coming to consciousness, and rubbing his eyes awake, and absentmindedly uses his left hand and realizes that hand is there again, but it's not the same hand. Now, I'm not sure if Taltos could even see that, or if he sees like that, like the silhouette of Darius.
Yeah, I mean, he would just be staring. He has, very high wisdom and, good perception, so it certainly would be noticed by him. And he says, I see you have gained another gift.
So... It's been so long since I felt something on this hand. What time is it?
It is still early yet. It is not time for the decision, but I needed to speak with you.
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
I am sorry for deceiving you. I sought out your number because I had business with the Seeker. But when I found you in the state that you are in, Darius, I lost someone very close to me. A brother. He was taken from me and I was too weak to save him. And I saw in him, and I see in you, many of the same things. I saw how much you were hurting. And so I delayed my mission to study you, to travel with you, to try and be a companion for you, a touchstone, a talisman of sorts. You seem so alone, even surrounded by your allies. It was breaking my heart to see. My heart breaks still to watch you fall and to hear of all the tragedy you have been forced to bear. I need you to know that even in a place this dark, there are ways to find light. I would very much like to help you, if you would allow it.
Not gonna lie. I was confused and I guess a bit upset that you weren't actually a dog. But I guess we're a lot more alike than he just kind of trails off there.
Sometimes it's just easier to say less. How much less can one say than when they're a dog?
I can understand that.
It is my intention to help Tiernan complete his duties as the Seeker. I am afraid that that might put us at odds with the Dark Lord, but also it would put me at odds with you. I do not know this Mercedes. I do not know of the family that you left behind.
Mackenzie.
But yes. Sorry, I listen and try to understand. I know that any who would care for you, and any that you would care for, would not want to see you become a monster. Even for them. Even for their sake. I know that if my brother had sold his soul to try and save me, I would have blamed myself, even though it was his own decision. You, Darius, you can make light in the darkness in their memory. Help me to help the Seeker. You are strong, an indomitable warrior. Except for that Minotaur, but that was nuts. He caught both of us off guard. Who attacks a dog? You know, that I was very... We won't count that one. But all the other battles I have seen, you are an indomitable warrior. And the others need your strength. The land. And you can see that he's like choking back words. His land, for he is ancient. And he is the land. The land must be freed. It must be freed. And you, Darius, can help us do that. exactly?
Came to this shitty ass place with Tiernan. He's been good to me. I'm not gonna stab him in the back or anything like that. But I am gonna need his help as well.
I'm sure if it is to help you, he would do it. I am sorry to wake you early, but I believe the Dark Lord will call upon us soon.
It's alright. I may as well at least get myself warmed up for whatever comes.
All right. Does anyone else need anything else as the clock is ticking? All right. In that case, as time continues to speed up, about 45 minutes before, like, so 30 minutes from now, give or take, an attendant would arrive. Okay. She makes no sound as she walks down the from the stairs to the landing. As the tinkling sounds of the porcelain maids clatters in the hallway, she stops them with a look. And she stops right before Anna's door. And in a cold, clear voice, she says, I am here for the Walking Dead. Please, attend to me now, that I might speak with you of the events that are soon to occur. Alright, let's see. She says, if you would feel more comfortable, we can speak in here.
Yeah, actually, so since we're all now gathered, when Darius comes out of his room, he looks different. His skin has become grayer than normal. Two horns are starting to protrude through his forehead. The scales that were starting to be a little bit patchy have now grown much larger in size, starting to spread across his chest, his shoulders. He's still muscular, but he is definitely looking more emaciated. And he has grown in size a few inches. Normally he was around 6'1", 6'2". Now he's about 6.5 feet tall. And his eyes, what were kind of a lightish brown, have now just turned all white. And there seems to be a little bit of a glow to them. But the other also noticeable change is his left stump, which is now no longer a stump, but a clawed hand. But he says nothing as he just walks to the common room.
Daniel will exchange a look with Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looks like, you know, what we're talking about.
What is he?
I think Mr. Scales has got him juicing. That's what I'm going to call his guy, Mr. Scales. And this is Mr. Spooky, if anyone asks.
Oh my god. Oh, does my aura bother Lily?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. When you walk into the room, Lily, who would be in full health, he looks at you and your ridiculous light up sword that you're refusing to put in a scabbard. And just the whole thing, like, you know, there's like radiation coming out of your backpack, question mark? Is that where you're storing this icon?
I think you would have to. I mean,
Yeah, it's heavy, right? Okay. She would just sort of look at you and narrow her eyes, and she would say nothing because she doesn't really like talking too much, which is weird because she's the leader of the Cold Shoulders. But sometimes the best leader doesn't have to say a lot.
Anna. Oh no.
All right. So Zaluka heads into the room, and with a look. Oh,
Knock, knock, knock.
is Anna okay?
I actually can't see the door, so I'm kind of stuck there.
Oh, darn, here I thought.
All right. I was like, dang, Anna doesn't want to come to the meeting. This is hardcore. This is like, all right.
Yeah.
With a look and a gesture, Lily shuts the doors. To people from a low magic world, thaumaturgy probably looks so cool. And then she looks at all of you, and she says, hold on, I'm gonna change up the music a little bit. This has been too tense for too long. It's not tense anymore. All right. Okay. So she would look at all of you and say, very soon I will escort you to the dining hall. There you will break bread with the master and let him know what your intentions are. She scans the room, and her eyes kind of pass over most of you. They linger on Irenia for a bit. They stop at Darius and look at him appraisingly, and then they end on Anna, locking eyes with her. And Anna, it is hard not to be back in the streets of Valakai, abandoning all senses and your allies, fleeing for your life because of the actions of her subordinates. That mocking, shrill laughter of Jingles can never be erased from your memory. And that night, you almost lost the trust and the love of the two women who were under your care.
The last time that she remembers Eric's words very vividly from that night, because that's the last time she saw him.
Yeah.
And that also bothers her.
She says, I know some of you bear me and mine ill will, and it is well earned. I do not begrudge you your feelings. Take heart in that you still have feelings at all. I was asked to make a similar choice once. It was a choice that changed the course of my life and those who trusted me to lead them. I am sorry that you must make that choice now. My heart is heavy with grief for the lives that were taken from you, the people that you have lost, and the losses you have yet to experience. Were it within my power, none would be pieces in his game. But that is a power far beyond me. Please, prepare yourselves. When you are ready to depart, I will lead you through the castle. It is not far, but I have heard that your explorations of the castle have proven difficult at times. I will leave you to your privacy. You have perhaps 20 minutes. Oh, and she stops at the door and she looks to Shane and she says, you tried, Shane. And that's more than most. I at least will remember your sacrifice.
Just kind of looks around like, what?
Just trying to get into your head, man.
Yeah. So I think maybe we should make sure we're all on the same page, right?
Yeah.
First things first. Going to be carrying that stuff around the whole time when you're talking with him. Looking at Shane.
It doesn't really turn off.
You should probably find a way to turn it off. Otherwise, he's going to kill you first.
Maybe we can stash it in the cart before we're in the room with him.
Do I get a sense that the sword would not like that?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a charisma save away to tell that sword what to do. But the sword does not want to leave your side. The sword is eager to do battle with evil. It sounds like you're going into a dangerous situation and it wants to make sure you're protected.
Oh, yeah. He will attempt to find a middle ground and will put it in its sheath, which I'm sure is still like,
Well, remember, there was no sheath for it.
There was no sheath at all.
Yep.
And it is a long sword, short sword. What is this?
It's a short sword.
Short sword. Yeah, he only has a sheath for a rapier, so yeah, there's no way that would fit. It's like, okay, and he'll try to put like his coat around it, which doesn't do much, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, just wrap it in a sheet, man. But yeah, you wear it.
Fine.
We braved. Yeah.
Goes over to the curtains.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Pulls one off and just starts wrapping it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man. we braved his house. You claimed his treasures. Claim it. It's
Not
yours.
Daniel.
That's gonna go well.
I think even the man will understand that one.
Maybe he'll be more distracted by your new look.
Yeah, Darius, have you been juicing? I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but damn, man.
First off, juicing is pretty not conducive to the body. And second off, just calling the evolution.
I think you look beautiful, Darius.
Thanks. So I guess the matter at hand. What do you guys think?
I think we need to call it. Daniel will look to Tiernan and be like, call the question, man.
Oh, my worry is that this is what put the cold shoulders in the situation they're in now. I don't know how literal she means that. Does saying will help put us under his control in the way that they are? Or is this going to be a thing where he tries to gift us similarly to how they were gifted? I think we go in there, I think we say, yes, we want to help free you, because that's not inaccurate. But how we respond afterwards, I guess, will depend on how he takes that, what he then demands.
I don't think he's gonna change us, because I mean, if we look at the cold shoulders, there's only so much they can do in their state. Stuff was happening in Kresik, and they were gonna open the doors for them.
He said the more control he exerts, generally the worse it goes for what he wants, correct? So hopefully he'll...
So then he has to be hands off the situation.
Right.
Otherwise, he's back to square one. I don't like it, but whatever. We'll play ball.
Okay, so nobody overpromises.
All eyes turn to Anna.
She looks at you all. She's been very quiet. And says, he brought us here. Tiernan. He enamored me. Against my will. He rejected me when I offered myself. And he's very disrespectful to all of us in his own home. That is no ally. We will play his game. We will say one thing and do what we need to do. She looks at all of you and says, it is said that Strahd likes to play the cat and mouse game. I do not know how to be a cat, but I do know how to be a mouse. And that's what we will need to be for now. We will get Emil back. We will remove him from this place. And we will succeed.
All right, I think it's time.
Okay. I guess one of you opens the door or knocks at the door.
Yeah, Shane, since he's closest, will open the door.
Okay. As you open the door, Lily, who is sitting very straight-backed, hands folded in her lap, staring straight ahead on the stone bench outside the door, she stands and she says, and as she sees you, her eyes narrow again, and she says, "You're ready then?"
Yes, we are ready.
All right. And so she leads you to the stairs down to the dining hall. Okay. Let's see. Yes, we've been on this map a few times. As you are coming down the stairs, you hear large doors open and close ahead, Tiernan. And as you guys reach the bottom of the stairs, you see a very small person, a little person, a hobbit, as it were, or a halfling. She is adorable beyond your wildest imaginings, with her elfin features and her tiny build. On her shoulder is a dragon of no less adorable design. And it seems to be a pet or a companion of great intimacy. And it's bright-eyed, looks at all of you. You can't help but feel in that gaze that same playful malevolence that the other dragons have given you in the castle. She looks at you with golden eyes and pale, almost deathly white skin. And as Shane moves into range, you can see her face kind of scrunch up in discomfort. And she says, "Oh, there you are. I was just leaving. You're the Walking Dead, right?"
Yes.
That's us.
You see. Well, I'm Eloise. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am a cleric, once of Bahamut.
And now?
She gives you sort of a broken smile and says, "Who can say?" Oh, you walk up to her?
Who's this little guy?
"Oh, this is Spencer. He is my closest companion." So, I suppose don't let Rosrin or Roderick or any of them hear that.
So you're with them.
In life and in death, yes. I swore to never leave them.
Darius will kneel down and he'll take a finger and kind of put it towards Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer leans forward to sniff, smells something on you, and lets out a ferocious sort of honking shrill sound. She cocks her head and looks at you and says, Tarachamides. I see you there behind those eyes. still seek your escape. I do not know why, for you know what waits for you. The Platinum Lord has not forgotten nor forgiven your transactions. You're safer here, in the dark where you belong. And you feel something inside you, Darius, recoil at her presence, but also rage at the audacity.
Darius just gives her a smile. It's like, it's nice to meet you, Eloise. Maybe we'll see each other again.
One way or another, I'm sure we will. Enjoy your breakfast.
Stands
And
up.
she heads towards the entry hall.
Well, she was cute.
Lily watches her go and says, indeed. She tries so hard to hold on to the heart that was once hers. It is admirable. Anyways, here you are. And with, small effort, she kind of pushes these heavy-ass doors open. You see Strahd just chilling in his high-backed chair. The table is already laden with a tapas-style breakfast. Oh yeah, I mean, gosh, that's terrible placement, right? He's right underneath the chandelier, it looks like. Or right in front of him? No, I think he's right underneath it. Oh, dang.
He's in the
Lily
drop zone.
says, The Walking Dead, Master.
All right, before we all step in, 2 hours of radio
Nice.
for our main
All right.
players.
Everybody toggle it on.
What do we have it called in here?
I think it's a psychic
psychic-
whisper.
It's like
Yeah. All right, who are you including on this? Any of the NPCs or no?
Nope, it's just 4.
Okay.
Yep.
For you and 4 others, right?
Yep.
Okay. Shane, as you walk by Lily, her eyes kind of lock with yours once again. There is an intensity there that only an insight could reveal more.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. Okay. In that look, you see dwindled hope, remorse, regret, and grief.
He looks at her as he kind of sees this and says, "It's not over." In kind of a hopeful manner, not like a threat, like a hopeful, and walks in.
All right. Yeah, as you say that and turn to leave, you remember in that moment the last words your mother said to you before you walked away.
Oh man.
All right. And the doors close. And Strahd kind of steeples his fingers and says, welcome. And as he sees you guys entering, he stands. And Anna, he does seem to be moving to pull a chair back for you. Do you move quicker to prevent it? Do you allow it? Do you choose a
He
different
allows it.
chair? Okay. All right. And then he talks you into the table.
Good morning,
And-
Strahd.
Good morning, Anna. He says, it is a casual affair this morning. Please help yourselves to whatever you need or want from the table.
Oh, you gotta
Ask.
describe that breakfast.
Describe that breakfast. Okay.
Did he use a griddle?
Did he use a griddle to make his grilled cheese? Well, he doesn't do any of the cooking, I don't think. Let's see. There are a great many sausages, mushrooms, including blood sausage, which is less of a sausage and more of a mess. Honestly, it's sort of a savory, dessertish kind of thing. It's kind of gross. There are some sweet rolls. There are the supplies to either have crepes or fill those crepes. There's a platter of pastries. There are eggs, prepared hard-boiled, soft-boiled, and also an egg salad. There's a number of breads, all fresh and steaming from the oven. There's a carafe of wine, of cider, and of hot coffee, served black.
Eustace looks at it, shrugs, and then takes some bones from his pockets and start munching on them.
So he says, you had quite a night. I understand. It is not lost on me how kind it was for you to meet with me on such little sleep. Though the matter I want to discuss has a small sense of urgency.
Of course. Of course. You wish for an answer? I will give you one. The Walking Dead will help you. They will free you from this land. Is there anything else that needs to be said?
So quick and decisive. Are you not concerned about the terms of your service to me?
Your eye twitches.
I would not enter into such casual alliance with such powerful and unpredictable beings.
I will hear your terms.
Certainly. First and foremost, do you even know of what I need done?
Enlighten us, Strahd.
Certainly. As you know by now, I am bound to the land. It gives me incredible strength. In many ways, I am like a god, though one imprisoned. is the same strength, the same binding that keeps me a prisoner here. Yet, there is more to it than that. Some of you have had the foolish folly of making deals with the powers of darkness locked away in the Amber Temple. In a way, you have bound yourself to these lands as well. For as long as you have a connection to that being, you are also a prisoner. I have the misfortune of having made a similar mistake. My patron is a being known as Vampire, and he is sealed away in the Amber Temple just as the others are. In the last month of mortality, I was driven by a desperate, perhaps insane desire for something I could not have. I sought a shortcut to power. I journeyed to the Amber Temple and was given power. Secret knowledge. I am a prisoner of the land, yes, for I am bound to it. And I am also a prisoner of the darkness. It has taken many cycles, but I have begun to understand the nature of my imprisonment, my curse. All are bound in my misery. All share my sorrow. I must break the curse I have placed upon myself. If ever there is hope of freeing Barovia and its people. But a man, even the god, cannot break a curse he has placed upon himself. And if all here are bound to me, that is why I need outsiders. And Anna, you feel his gaze completely pass over you, a non-outsider, and settle on the four boys. You exist outside of all of these. It is through your action and your free will that the curse can be broken, that the cycle can end, and that all can be freed from the darkness. I am a studied wizard, necromancer, arcanist, you might say. I know how to do this. I have studied with many masters, and I have learned the ways of the Kavani people and the ritual that bound me. I will not play at any ignorance. I know that you seek, and he says seek with like a capital S, the stones. I am telling you, you need not worry about the Kavani and their selfish designs. The Fanes will receive their land and their power, but first, it must be used for a greater purpose. Each of the stones can be used to store my power within it. In a ritual very similar to the breaking, it will instead hold power that we might use it for another ritual. A ritual to destroy the bindings of shadows that keep us trapped here. This ritual must be performed inside the Amber Temple. I cannot stand directly against my patron, nor any of you can do the same for yours. But together, we might find freedom. If all you seek is my destruction, I am very sad to say, you will fail. All have, including me. As long as the land exists, so do I. As long as darkness reigns, so will I. I have offered you a chance to leave. I have offered you my friendship. I have offered you my counsel. And for the last time, I will offer you my help. Help me by collecting the last stone. Use the spear of Kivan to perform the rituals of empowerment upon the stones. When all three are charged, together we will travel to the Amber Temple and end this for all time.
This sounds great. Why do you think we are the ones that are able to do it? Why none of the ones that have been here before?
That's exactly. How many times have you told this to other people who have traveled here? Because by my estimation, you haven't found the bodies.
There are many who have tried to assist. There are many who saw reason behind my words and did everything in their power to try and make my plans come to fruition. But not as many as you would think. You have seen the parade. You have heard the stories. There are always fools who cling to fear and ideology. Those who think they know best, that they could double-cross me, that they could outmaneuver me. You see, people, be they humans or creatures of the night, they are selfish. How hard indeed has it been to find those who could see eye to eye, who could stand shoulder to shoulder, who could stay the course till its completion. I will not lie to you. There have been times where the reason for failure was mine alone. I could not stand the idea of losing my power. I could not stand the idea of someone else calling this great castle their home, these lands under the rule of someone who would not care for them in the manner that they require. And there are times when my own heart led me astray. Yes, I am not without fault in any of this. In fact, all of this, my doing, in one way or another. It is not hubris or narcissism. I am the center of this world, the heart of it. Some view me as a tumor that can be excised, surgically removed, and then the body will heal. But I am the body, every bone, every organ, the blood that flows through it. I have explained this at length, over and over again. But it is the nature of heroes to think they know better. So there is King. That is why I am still here, and still trying. Do I think that you can do it? Well, there are 4 outsiders who sit before me, having been burnt, broken, having been dragged through the hot coals of hell itself. And yet they still stand. One even holds his own soul close. This is not normal. This is something to be celebrated. Absent-mindedly, he turns to you, Anna, and he says, "You have been the guide. You have been everything these men required. In their darkest hour, you have been there to bolster them, to lead them, to bring them up when they are low. I ask you, Anna of Barovia, future queen, can you lead them on this most sacred mission?"
Anna mirrors Strahd a little bit
Hmm?
and says, "Of course I can. There would be no other way to get it done."
Excellent. Before we drink to this new partnership, are there any questions from those assembled?
I have 2 small asks for you, Strahd, as a show of good favor. One you are aware of, in that we come seeking the mate of Zaluka. I would have him delivered to us. Is that still agreeable?
He gives you the gesture to go on with your second ask.
She motions over to Shane and says he and I have unfortunate followers. Could you address it while we take care of your business?
Unfortunate followers. I'm sorry, but I do not follow you.
We ran into some of those silly knights at the castle. And they declared some oath against us.
That is what you would ask of me?
It's a small ask, don't you think?
Yet it is an ask nonetheless. And speak to your wants and needs in interesting ways.
I would have no diversions.
Those two requests are easily taken care of. Though I would assume, with the acquisition of Shane Master's new trophy, the threats of the undead would no longer be a problem.
Anna looks at Shane.
If I may, Strahd. And he also looks to Anna for permission to kind of speak up, because he wants to keep that going.
She deferred to him for a reason.
No.
Okay. I don't want to be accused of taking something that isn't mine. And so he whips out Clean Sweep and says, I would like to...
I like how you act like no one noticed a broom.
A broom. The knife.
He whips it out. Okay.
Broom. Yeah. Who might be huddled like behind his chair. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But he says, Clean Sweep and I have come to an accord, and I would like to take it with me.
He gets a smile on his face, and he says, Shane Masters, you play at games with me. I refer to the icon of power.
I know what you refer to, but this is what I am asking.
You ask permission to take something of little value, but you do not wish to discuss an object of great value you intend to take from my home without permission.
Did you not say to our group that we were free to explore and that it was a test?
Indeed, it was. But the test does not entitle one to rob their host home. As he says this, his eyes kind of drift to you, Daniel. You know how we feel about thieves here at the castle.
Slow nod.
I would think you would want something so distasteful to you out of your presence.
You assume much about me, Shane Masters. A relic of such antiquity and power is quite valuable. I am willing to release a meal into your service, or the relic. But not both.
You ask us to aid you, and then you seek to handicap us before we even leave. This relic, as you specifically just mentioned, is something of great power. It's something that could further advance what it is you wish us to do. Just as Emil's freedom would. If this is something that you truly want, then we need support.
I see.
You said in the past you've gotten in your own way with this pursuit, this noble goal that you have, and I would caution against doing so again.
Perhaps I do this out of concern for you. The relic will be a beacon to forces of darkness. The weakest of them will flee before it, but the strongest will seek its destruction. I was asked mere minutes ago if I could remove some zombie knights from your path, yet you would leave the safety of my castle with such a dangerous relic in your possession.
You said yourself that we would have the means from this to deal with it ourselves. So with this, we can, which would require even less intervention from you.
He looks at you, and all of you, and your low charismas. And it's definitely the look of a guy that's like, I'm dealing with some like blue collar manual laborers here that are both dim-witted and stubborn and extremely rough around the edges. And you almost sense that he's kind of going like deep back into his past to, you know, soldier time and dealing with soldiers and things like that. And he says, talking to me in circles changes nothing. The relic you carry, it will be a beacon to those who serve the shadows. Your presence will be known wherever you go. Your intentions will be made clear to those who call the darkness and the night home. Surely some of you have already felt the aggravation of your very souls this relic brings. Imagine what horrors might rise from the dark and the shadows. I believe in testing oneself. If you feel he says, if you feel that you need this relic, take it. And as for a meal, he will be waiting for you at the castle gates.
Thank you.
He looks around at all of you, and you definitely feel like the weight of like scrutiny in the gaze as he looks at all of you, and it has that vibe of like anytime you were sent to the principal's office, caught by an authority figure, just that this person has more power than me and more power over me, and they could make my life really miserable if they wanted to. What are they thinking? Why are they looking at me like that? It kind of has that sort of vibe to it. And then there is almost like a weariness there as he says, "Is there anything else?"
Irina, is there anything else?
You Mm, yes, actually, there is something else.
Anna stares at Strahd like a cat that's very smug.
She looks over at him and she says, my lord, my brother Ismark is inflicted with lycanthropy, and my village is in shambles. I know that I am not an outsider, nor am I a great hero. I often wonder what I am even bringing to this fellowship, except a burden. But if it is within your power, could you send the Red Wolf or someone of his ilk to find Ismark and make sure he is safe? And is it possible for the people of the village of Barovia to be given sanctuary until all this is over? And he stares at her for a really long time, like a corpse, like no movement at all, like he died in his fucking chair. And then when he moves again, it's almost kind of startling, like Zaluka kind of like jumps a little bit. And it's just a subtle movement when he starts to move again. And he says, of course, I will have Roderick find Ismark. We will make sure he is well taken care of. I will have my man Vasily speak with Lady Wagner and any who seek refugee asylum from the horrors of Barovia Valley will be welcome into the village of Valakai with full escorts from the castle, that they do not die or perish along the hard road. She lets go of a held breath and says, you would do all this for me? And he says, as Anna has been a guide and a leader, you have been a support. Most of these people gathered here draw breath because of your healing hand. You are a light for them in the darkness, just as Anna is a guide for them when they are lost. It is as nothing to me to meet this request. All right. Quietly, she nods and keeps her gaze averted.
I appreciate your hospitality, Strahd. You're very, very generous.
There were more berries than you needed, Anna. It does not befit a future queen to lay it on so thick. Something you might want to work on.
Anna grits her teeth.
Oh, would I hold my tongue on that one?
And then he says, but expected from a peasant girl. seeking nobility. Do not worry. In time, it will become easier.
Always good to be reminded of one's roots.
I expect that you would be leaving this morning, or do you require another day of rest here in my castle?
I don't know, guys. What do you think? Telepathic network.
Daniel, to everybody, we can go back in and go deeper.
Oh, jeez.
Wait. Say that again. Let me explore more.
I mean, we do have another goal here, but yeah, I think maybe not right now.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I think that's going to the well too many times. The only reason I would want to stay another night is to get rid of these amazing, amazing debuffs we have.
Yeah. Unless we strictly adhere to resting and not peeking out our
That's all I would do is rest.
There's exhausted as hell, but he does want to fucking leave this place.
I mean, you guys have fast travel, right? Can't be that bad.
Yeah, but can we get rid of exhaustion with fast travel?
I say with the Gunther's getting, I think it was 5 failures on their last fast travel. It was a very spicy time.
Yeah,
Guys, I'm rolling literally everything with disadvantage.
I got -3 to everything at the moment. I'll take another night here if it's just to rest.
Yeah, I don't plan on going out.
Hmm?
Well, now's probably a good time for me to mention that I can't gain rest inside buildings anymore.
God damn it.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What's causing that?
Only one of you has held on to his soul. You recall.
Okay.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Alright, so then where would be the next closest long
Not
rest
that we're
spot
mentioning
we
that the
can go?
only places Tiernan can rest now are the sites of power.
Oh, wait.
Yep.
We could rest at Jenny.
Okay, I just say, yeah, what about Jenny?
Yeah, Jenny. You could rest in Jenny's Grove. That's true. You could rest in Jenny's Grove. That's still a sanctuary for you guys. All right, I can't think of any other outdoor
Well,
sanctuaries.
Raffenheim.
Yeah, I guess if you slept out.
Bundle me up.
Yeah, the Vistani camp.
Well, no.
Kresnik.
I'd say that a camp is still kind of a town. I'd say a camp is still kind of a town. Jenny actually lets you sleep in her grove. Yeah, Jenny lets you sleep in her grove.
So, essentially, the qualification is it has to be a place that is nature-based.
Yeah, a wild place. Yep.
Well, that circle near the windmill is pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's probably the closest place that we could rest.
I'm trying to remember. Did that place give Darius and Anna the itches?
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I'll
divide widens.
Just take a can of spray paint and put out what the outline of Fanes is, and I'll sleep outside of it.
But then you wouldn't be in a sanctuary and you wouldn't gain the benefits of a long rest.
I'm not gonna get benefits anyway. Well, actually, hold on a second. I would. Okay. It would just be very, very uncomfortable. Right?
Guess you have to find out.
Find out.
Yeah.
Alright, screw it. Let's try it.
What does that mean? Are you gonna stay another night, or are you gonna leave? I see 3 votes out of 5.
Oh, I haven't. Shit. Pierce just really didn't like this place.
What? This funhouse of horrors and psychological torture, you don't like it?
You've literally grown here.
All right.
I mean,
Oh,
just outside
damn.
of the hallway, Shane did stomp on the ground a few times.
Well, wait, what about all the incredibly sad people that you keep running into that are filled with regret? Like, don't they kind of add a bit of color to the stay? Is that not helping? Okay.
It's like,
All right. It's not like votes are in. Guess you guys are packing your bags and heading out. Strahd says, if you are departing, please take what's left of breakfast with you. Rations on the road can be stale. This is fresh food made for you by my staff. May it bring you the strength you need on the road.
Don't ask Shane twice.
Yeah, overall, there was so much breakfast that you guys could easily add 12 rations to your inventory. So I don't know who tracks the rations for this group. I like to pretend someone does.
Well, it's just that Nightfall does such a good job of tracking it. I assumed that everybody did, but you know.
But yeah, wherever you're tracking said rations. Oh, I mean, Darius, you broke the cart with your rations, so maybe you shouldn't be tracking the rations. This would be good executive bookkeeping for Tiernan to start practicing. So there you go. We'll give you all the rations. There you go.
Wait, why do I need to practice executive bookkeeping?
I mean, the future king of Barovia, you know? Like, I mean,
What?
you were planning to stay in Barovia. I mean, this is an OOC conversation. Obviously, Strahd isn't saying this as he stuffs hams into your backpack. But, yeah.
Staying in Barovia, yes. Ruling over anything, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well, you're only tier 2, so I understand. Irene says
He's actually
He's
actually tier 9, but but don't bump.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. Thank you. All right, so you guys, I guess you guys are gonna roll out. And you're definitely on good terms with Strahd as you do. Yep.
I felt the air quotes.
I mean, right? You gotta be on good terms. All right, let's see. Drawbridge down. That's where we want to go.
that's
Apologies if you're still using sound in Foundry. This map is pounding thunder, but I guess you guys are used to it by now. If it loads. Let's see. All right, so this is it. You guys are packing up breakfast and you're heading out. Strahd just remains seated, watching all of you.
As we're leaving, Darius will go up to Strahd unless someone else has something to do.
Mm-hmm. As you approach, since I'm assuming you don't kneel before him, he will stand to speak with you.
It's pretty obvious. I don't like you. But we all have to work with people we don't like sometimes. He'll extend his hand.
Oh, his new hand?
Are
you doing a left hand shake? That's a little weird.
no,
okay.
He's been without that hand for so long. He's just used to using the right hand. So yeah, it's just the right hand, the normal one.
Well, yeah, and people generally don't shake with their left hand. So, okay. Yeah, as you approach to shake his hand, he goes to shake your hand as well, and he says, I am no stranger to loss and losing your brother. It defines me as it defines you. I have been hard on you because I saw in you so much of myself. You are the strongest of them all. And it is on you. My hopes are pinned. Please, Mr. King. Do not disappoint me.
As long as you don't try and charm me again.
He does that, like, hands, spread, palms out, like, hey, my bad, you know how it is when you're so fucking charming, hey. And he says, consider that a misstep on my part. A bad habit. I know now that your mind is mostly your own. And perhaps it was the catalyst for you to strengthen your resolve as much as you have. Life will test you and make you strong. And so will I. I brought to the surface the strength you had buried with grief.
He takes those words silently. Doesn't really respond. And just shakes his hand and turns and just leaves from the room.
All right. And I think on that note, with you guys heading out to the draw, like the gates and all that, the bone pillars are gone, by the way. I don't know what you guys were talking about. They heard your complaints about bone pillars, so they went to investigate. There were no bone pillars. It was really weird. Yeah, so you guys head on out.
I knew I should have submitted my claim with the picture. Too bad my phone's on 5%.
And waiting in the rain is... Oh, buddy. Yeah, there you go. I guess he probably would be in wolf form, but, it's cooler if he's, like, just standing under this tree. Is Will Smith. Wait, sorry, that's not Will Smith. Emil Tyrannescu. But look, he's all wet because he's in the rain. It all worked out in the end. And as he looks over and she sees him, Zaluka rushes to him, and they have a very public display of affection in front of everybody. It's a very sloppy kissing and groping. And that's where we'll end the session. Woo! Alright. Y'all did it. You went in to Castle Ravenloft and you survived. Right? Everybody feels pretty good about, Castle Ravenloft. Yeah, did it.
Do we get a level up for surviving again?
Let me see if you did any milestones.
I think we have to open the book before we get the knowledge milestone.
You're on the cusp.
Yeah, out about that.
So we're gonna do that at the circle. That's the
okay.
Or I'd probably say the tower, if anything.
Okay.
At least no prying eyes.
Let's see. You walked past and brushed up against many fate points and milestones inside the castle. You started to get one, but it doesn't look like you got any others. So
Are we still doing
okay.
milestones, or was it the cutoff at 9 and it's just the major ones now?
I mean, I'm still tracking your mini milestones. I'm still tracking your mini milestones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Does not look like you did any of those yet. Nope. but you accomplished a lot, I think, in the time that you were in the castle, and you got some pretty good equipment, stuff like that. So that's good. You learned a lot about yourself and each other. So maybe the group is going to be more cohesive than ever after your time together in the castle. That would be nice. All right.
Was it 2 hours ago, 2 people were plotting to kill another?
I mean, I don't think that they've stopped plotting to kill each other.
I'm not charmed anymore.
Contingencies.
So that's
it's
good.
It's adorable that you think that matters.
It's fine. We just have to be like Batman and have contingencies for everyone in the Justice League.
Yeah.
All right. Quick announcements. We got Mythic tonight. Normal schedule. Allegedly, we're playing on Easter next week, so we are playing next week. How's the vote? Right? We're all playing on Easter.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah. All right. Us heathens. So there's no interruption in service. We'll just continue going. I will say that the next game I will probably run is going to be on Thursdays. It is a low-level Pathfinder adventure called Crown of the Kobold King. It is a remake of a first edition Pathfinder adventure that I ran and enjoyed quite a bit, so I'm happy to revisit it in Pathfinder 2e. As I was reading the adventure, there was just a kind of throwaway paragraph by the writer that was like, yeah, it'd be rough if somebody played a kobold in this adventure because they're the main bad guys and everyone in the town is super racist against them. So try not to have a kobold if possible, or if you do, have this somewhat problematic good kobold background. This is one of the good ones, if you know what I mean. And then the writer's like, but what if they were all kobolds? Just saying, be kind of cool. And then they never mention that again. And then of course, I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. So I'm gonna be running Crown of the Kobold King's All Kobolds edition, wherein you are kobold refugees from a different part of Golarion who have come to Falcon's Hollow for a new start, because Falcon's Hollow is sort of the Mos Eisley, like the den of scum and villainy of all low-level dungeon towns. So they thought, like, of course they'll like kobolds here. But they show up, and it turns out the town is having kobold issues right now because they've taken over the local dungeons. So you are now up against a town full of racist humans and a rival clan of kobolds. And you are also the sole survivors of your entire clan who served an ancient dragon who was killed by adventurers, and with her dying breath, she sent you guys away with her only egg, which is now hatched, and you must raise this baby dragon and rebuild the empire that was lost. So yeah, it's going to be like a mini sandbox game, a very mini sandbox game that goes levels 1 to 6, and it's all kobolds. So the reason I'm advertising it now is because I don't know when Nightfall is going to end, but the way they are playing, it would probably be it'd be sooner than later. They will, in my opinion, they will be the first group to complete the campaign of the 3 groups. So yeah, anyways, I just want to get feelers out for that if you're looking for something to do on a Thursday night, I'm going to be running that kobold-centric adventure. If you want to try out low-level Pathfinder in a somewhat classic fantasy vanilla setting. So beyond that, I don't have any announcements. Anyone else have any announcements before we adjourn?
Here.
All right. Well, hope everybody enjoys their Sunday. And I'll see you next week.
It's running.
Yep.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.